Hey guys, welcome to YellowDingy.com. It's Mario, and we're looking at Alan Wake for the Xbox 360. So I'm on episode 2 of Alan Wake. Alan Wake is sort of broken up into like a TV series almost. It's got that sort of flavor to it, and it's definitely a horror game for sure. Um, so what's happening is I'm Alan Wake. You play as the character as Alan Wake, and he's a writer. And he hasn't written a lot of books in a little while, so he's come to this small town, Bright Falls or something like that, to get inspiration with his wife. And what's happening is he has nightmares. And, well, his wife is Alice, and in the commotion, you don't know where your wife is. And I'm sort of suspecting, this is sort of just my opinion, that it's really hard to tell between reality or if Alan Wake is having a nightmare. So the gameplay is quite interesting. It really plays on light versus darkness. Alan Wake carries around a flashlight with Energizer batteries, so that's product placement for you in video games right there. And he carries around a cell phone, which is Verizon, which is more product placement.
I'd heard it fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Weird. So the dealio is we're walking through. It's light versus dark. He carries a flashlight, and there's these people. No, don't really understand what's up with the people, but they're covered in darkness. And if you shine the darkness off them, they're exposed, and then you can shoot them with your gun. So it's pretty much useless shooting the enemies with your gun unless you've exposed them into the light. It's kind of interesting, really neat. And the whole light thing plays a huge role in the game. They play it throughout, where you pretty much, if you're surrounded, you'll just run to the nearest light to save yourself. Also in the game, kind of cool, is you find these manuscripts on the floor. And when you find these manuscripts, you read them, and I'm not going to give it away, but it's a pretty intense sort of thing, and it adds sort of to the suspense with the manuscripts, so you can look forward to that. So here we are, we have some dark people. I'll shine my light on them, and that one's guy is exposed, so I could shoot him. You can't shine the light always. You can focus the beam, but you can't focus it continuously because you will run out of batteries. And they are out for the count. There is a quick reload. Oh, I was using my rifle there. I didn't even realize that. More guys. And uh-oh. There we go. Also, in the game, you have the shotguns, the rifles. You have a pistol. Really cool is, unlike like a grenade launcher or a rocket launcher or anything to that effect, in this game, the big killers are flares and flare guns. So those are like the ones that you want to save until you're in a pickle kind of thing. Um, I wouldn't buy this game per se just because I'm suspecting it's pretty short. Like I'm already on episode 2 and it's only been 2 hours. And I know that, well, anyway, I'm not gonna give it away, but this is probably like rent it for maybe a week or two and beat it. The replay value is not gonna be that good. They do have different difficulties that you can play the game on. So here I'm in some trouble, so I'm gonna use the flare gun or a flare. Just drop a flare, buy myself some time, and I can still take him out. When I just picked up the game, I found that the actual gameplay itself was kind of, well, it took some getting used to. It was sort of a little bit wishy-washy. It did remind me a lot like Max Payne, like the actual shooting style and all that. And it's the same makers of Max Payne, so you can sort of see that they were incorporating their skills there on this game. The actual shooting feels pretty natural once you get used to it. The movement is pretty natural, and I don't know, it's pretty neat. One thing I really like about the game is the actual storyline, because it really kind of keeps you in the dark. Like I was talking to somebody, and from what I described to them, they thought it sounded like Lost, like the actual episodes on TV, and it sort of is like that. You sort of there's a ooh. Oh, that is neat. So you have to balance. That was pretty cool. It's like Lost. Like they only give you a little bit of information. You have to make a lot of assumptions. Oh, ooh, that hurt. You have to make a lot of assumptions in the game. I think I'm in a place where I don't want to be. Yep. Auto saves and checkpoints, and they're pretty frequent, which is kind of nice. So I'm probably going to be right by the house here once we reload. Yeah, we're right there. So it doesn't make you pay for it. It's in its autosave, so that's good. Yeah, so with the ammo, it's pretty hard to find, and you need a lot of it. And I think that's sort of what they were getting at there, was adding... Oh, jeez Louise. They're adding to the suspense of the game, sort of keeping you on your toes, not making you feel comfortable like you have enough ammo. There was actually points where I actually ran out of ammo, and I had to make a dash for the nearest light, which was... like at the time I was like panicking and there was a lot of swearing going on, but it really added to the game. Like I really got into it because of that. So let's see if we can figure out what the heck do I have to do here. There's definitely some kind of balancing thing that's going on. Floorboards are falling ball. I think I'm supposed to... I think if I just walk back across. There. Perfect. And then we can walk into this house. And it's super creepy with the atmosphere with the flashlight. Kind of got that Silent Hill thing going on. This is sort of some dark matter that you shine your light on. Same stuff that's on the bad guys. So let's just play through a little bit more here. Hopefully we don't give it away enough too much story here. The dark matter does hurt you if you touch it. Ooh, that's creepy. Ooh. More dark stuff. Lots of collectibles in the... Well, not a lot of collectibles. You can collect the manuscripts. And I'm not going to give that away with the manuscripts, but you can also collect thermoses in the game, which is kind of interesting. Once you beat the game, you can play it on harder, and then there's even a harder difficulty after that, which is unlocked. No online portion to this game, right? No multiplayer whatsoever. It's strictly storyline. When they originally released the game, they said they would... they were going to introduce a sandbox mode, and they didn't end up doing that. Oops. Ooh, doggies. The game, however, like speaking to sandbox mode, it does feel pretty open, but really it's linear. It sort of tells you where to go. There's always this arrow showing you which way to go, and there's not really much of a sandbox feeling to it. But you can go off the track and explore. See, this is one of the manuscripts. Let's just play this one, just to give you an idea.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
So that's the manuscript, and I'm not going to tell you what it has to do with the game. You're going to have to find that out yourself, but it's pretty interesting. And so that's Alan Wake. It's definitely sort of a semi-adventure, definitely horror. Definitely a must-rent, I would say, if you're into horror games, or if you have the stomach for them. Here's a thermos that you can collect. I don't know why. I guess writers need thermoses. This game, straight up, it scared the heck out of me. I don't want to play it anymore just because I don't have a good stomach for horror games. But if you're into horror games, like if you were a fan of the original Resident Evils 1 and 2, Director's Cut and all that, you're going to love Alan's Wake. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's yellowdinghy.com.